Think you know how to stay safe online? Let's find out. I'm Ryan Jacobson, School Safety Liaison for the Ohio School Safety Center. Every day, students face new risks on the internet, scams, predators, cyber threats. So what can you do to stay protected? Today, I'm here in Cleveland with the U.S. Secret Service, and we're asking one simple question. If you could give students just 3 takeaways for staying safe online, what would they be? So stick around, because these tips could protect you from the real dangers lurking around on the internet. Let's dive in.
Before I go ahead and introduce the 3 main tips that we use for internet safety in our presentations, I would just like to mention that with law enforcement, most of the time we're very reactive, and there are very few things that we can do proactive, and this program is one of those things. The program is proactive because its main goal is to have prevention through education. This is giving kids real-world tools and tips and skills that they can use well into adulthood to be able to navigate the cyber landscape that's out there. And it can be pretty harrowing for even adults, so having children out there is even scarier. I feel like this is, for us, it is an investment in our future. We protect some of the most powerful people in the nation, so why wouldn't we protect the most vulnerable and most valuable, our children? The first tip that we usually talk for younger students when we present to them is that we help them identify inappropriate content. For certain ages, it's a little more difficult, so the way we identify is by saying, what makes you scared or mad or confused? Anything like that that pops up on your screen is something that we consider inappropriate content. And so we give them steps to follow afterwards on what they do once that happens. When we start to talk to the older kids, they're a little more street savvy, so they are aware of what inappropriate content is. We more have to talk about possibly not posting that inappropriate content, talking to them about whatever they're putting out there needs to represent who they are, and that these things a lot of times get reposted and they stay online. And so now potential universities and potential employers look at this and say, okay, is this the kind of person we want representing our agency, our university? So we talk more about those things. For parents, believe it or not, sometimes they passively send out personal information for their kids. We talk to the little ones about not putting on their date of birth and those types of things. Most of the older kids know this, but even for adults, they do that first day of school and last day of school picture. A lot of times it's right at the front door. Now you have the address there. They have their sweatshirt that says, "Go Vikings." They talk about going into 8th grade. So right there, if you have an open, unprivate account, you now just told them where they go to school, where they potentially live, what the house looks like, and it gives a lot of clues to predators who may be looking to manipulate that child. The second tip that we usually talk about is they need to tell a trusted adult. So once this happens and they've identified that there's something happening, for older kids, it may be someone soliciting them or extorting them, they need to tell a trusted adult. This helps sometimes even for the older kids. When you talk about a trusted adult, most kids, they believe, oh, it's my parents, it's somebody in my immediate family. But we explain that it doesn't have to be. Sometimes, especially nowadays, kids don't have that safety net at home anymore. So now it could be a grandparent, a coach, it could be a neighbor, it could be an older brother, sister of a best friend. So it's just someone that has your best interest at heart. So we go over that type of thing and letting those kids know they're not alone, because these predators tend to try to isolate them and make them feel like they only can rely on them, and that's the easier way to manipulate them. The last tip that we usually tell kids, adults and parents, is they need to report. And it sounds like it's similar to step 2, but reporting is beyond just telling a trusted adult. This is reporting law enforcement if it's something illegal, such as requesting pictures of a sexual nature for minors. It's also about if it's inappropriate talk on a gaming platform, telling that gaming platform, this user was saying these types of things for me. And I know a lot of kids are knowing how to do block, like on roadblocks, they can block different players, they can report them. But this needs to happen at every level, whether it be a picture, whether it be a conversation, because most of these predators are looking at multiple victims. And so it's to help prevent new kids from coming across this or being put in conversation with some of these people. If you are interested in having one of our ambassadors come out to your schools and give a presentation, whether it be a K-12 school, a parent or guardian organization, or a child serving organization, please click the link below and we'd be happy to come out.